welcome back. Thanks for waiting on me. I wanted to show you something really quick. It's one of my favorite snacks ever. It's an alkaline version of spinach dip or coconut cream kale, whichever one you want to call it. And it's really great by itself with chips or on top of pasta inside of empanadas with my homemade dough. So good. Or and some stuffed peppers. There's a lot of different uses you can create. So like, comment, subscribe, and be sure to share with your friends and let me know how you enjoy the recipe. That's my favorite part of it all. Come on. First, I take some coconut milk. I didn't have the patience to shake it so it would separate, so it's still melting down or cooking down. And I'm gonna reduce this by about half. So I'm gonna cook it for about 30 minutes. And while that's going on, I'm gonna go ahead and bring some kale to a boil. If you like, you can take the stems and separate those from the leaves and boil them separately. I just do the whole thing. Bring it to a boil, let it boil for about 7 to 10 minutes. All right, so we have a nice rolling boil. You see that line right there? That's how much it's reduced already. Still not thick enough, so we're gonna give it a little more time. We'll check back in a second. So the kale is coming to a boil, looking nice and bright green. Shouldn't take too long again. It's like 7-10 minutes, depending on your stovetop. So let's take this bad boy out, drain it, and next steps. Now that is a beautiful creamy consistency. Scrape down the sides, but the coconut milk's ready. So I've strained the kale, it's nice and soft, and I'm gonna add it to the pan here.
Are you afraid of flavor? Are you afraid of flavor? What is your fear?
All right, I haven't put a lick of salt even in this thing, so let's start from scratch. Y'all know I like to flavor my stuff up. Let's go. So I've chopped about 1/3 of a yellow onion and some sweet peppers here for flavor as well as for color. I'm just gonna saute those with some grapeseed oil in a pan. Cook these bad boys for about 3 to 5 minutes until the onions are translucent. And then add your kale. I prefer to season as I go, so as they're cooking, I just add a little bit of salt. Even though there's onion here, I'll add a little onion powder. But yeah, just kind of season as you go. I use salt, black pepper, onion powder, and smoked paprika. That's the most important. Add a little thyme and a little bit of parsley. Yum, things are already starting to smell good. Loving all the aromatics start to like hit the air. Excited, super excited. So the onions are starting to get translucent, and now we can add our kale. So now that the pre-cooked or pre-boiled kale is already added, it's time to add our reduced coconut milk and then add our seasonings and just let it cook down for a good few minutes. Everything is all chilling together, and that's when you go ahead and season the taste. So I'm just gonna add more salt, add a little onion powder. And the first time I made this, I added a bunch by accident, but I realized it actually really enhances the flavor. Now this is an alkaline version, so I'm not using any garlic, but if you wanna use garlic or garlic salt, by all means, please do your thing. But again, this is alkaline, so there's no garlic involved. I added some freshly cracked black pepper because that's just my thing. So I couldn't show you that with 2 hands. But so yeah, and I'm just gonna stir everything together, let all the flavors incorporate, and let this bad boy cook until it's to the consistency I desire, which usually takes about 10-15 minutes. I do believe in tasting things as you cook them, so just to make sure you need to add or dilute anything. And just let everything cook together, let the flavors marinate, bring it to a boil until the liquid can no longer be reduced, and you'll have some yummy alkaline spinach dip or coconut cream kale. You can eat it with some homemade tortilla chips. You can stuff some bell peppers with it, pour it over pasta. You know, use it with some quinoa. There's a myriad of things you can do with this. I like to just eat it with chips. Oh, and of course I couldn't forget, add a little dash of cayenne pepper. Just a little bit. A little bit more. So you can tell the dip is almost done when the bubbles start to look like this. Basically, there's not a lot of liquid left to reduce. So you can see it's getting a little thicker, creamier. My induction cooker, we're still getting to know each other. So, and if for some reason it's a little too thin for you, if you're not alkaline, you can just add some vegan cheese. If you are alkaline, I'll just go ahead and make a slurry with chickpea flour, a little onion powder. As long as it's to taste, you should be all good. See those bubbles? That means it's done. So, now that it's done, let's give it a try. Got some homemade chips. If you want the recipe for my homemade chips, let me know. Yes. It's creamy, hearty, delicious, and it's alkaline. Savory. I gotta make this again. I made it for my clients, and I had like a little bit left over for me. So I gotta make some for me now. Comment below what other kind of snacks you'd like to see, some quick fixes and things like that. Yeah, this is one of my favorites though. Gotta add it to the repertoire. Hope y'all enjoy. Peace.
See them never falling deep.